As someone who works in the music industry as the program director of Jimmy Buffett's radio Margaritaville, how did the Woodstock Festival affect your music career?
Woodstock affected my career in music greatly because even though leading up to that time I knew it's what I wanted to do, it only reinforced that here was a career ahead of me, not only in a chosen profession that was exciting anyhow, broadcasting, anything to do with music. I would always say that if one could play music and be driven enough to play music, that as a career is just so irresistible that you're willing to put up with ridiculous amounts of hardship and rejection and everything else that's entailed with that. To be able to make a career out of music when you can't play music, well, you're a lucky person indeed. The gathering at Woodstock with all of that great music just further led me to believe that this is happening. There will be radio stations and TV programs and movies that will focus on this music and this culture, this lifestyle that has not before, but will. And the 70s, it's so funny, people talk about the 60s. The 60s idealistically was a major deal, a major eye-opener, but it was the 70s when it all, unfolded before us. So, and that's what my career, I went off to college in 69, not 2 weeks after Woodstock, and, talk about being affected by it. It pointed me right in the right way to, as soon as I unpacked my stuff at college, it was, where's the radio station? I walked right down there and got involved with that before I even walked into my first classroom. So, very much so.
What did you think when you realized that there would be 500,000 people in attendance instead of the expected 50,000?
I think one of the first reactions to that, the crowd being up to 10 times larger than expected, was, whoa, how unprepared we all were as a group, with food and facilities, and as an individual. Me and the 5 friends that I went with, what one item could we have brought that we didn't? A poncho, rain gear. It's like, what are you, born yesterday or something? And where was my rain gear? We got soaked. It was brutally uncomfortable. We brought submarine sandwiches, a big hit in New Jersey, but still to this day. We didn't have Subways then. We had local sub shops, and they were good. They got soaked. They got soggy. They were still okay. I mean, any food was good to have as time went on. But stuff you would now know about survival, we were clueless.
What was your favorite musical act?
I'm going to give high marks to the element of surprise. We go back to our story at leaving at 2:30, 3-ish, taking a couple of hours that it took to get up to the area, upstate New York, but not real upstate, just up the 17. And we get there, and then having to leave the car, having to work our way in multiple miles, I don't know, 3, I don't know, you could say 5, it's hard to know. And we get there, and Jefferson Airplane is coming on stage. This is Saturday's show. It's now Sunday morning at 6 a.m. Again, it's well documented on the recordings. Grace Slick goes, she goes, all right, you have heard the heavy groups. It's time for morning maniac music. Now, whether I actually heard her say those words or it's on, it's on the film, it holds up today. And then she goes, "Good morning, people." So I'll give my vote to the Jefferson Airplane. The fact that Saturday's show was still going on Sunday morning. Of course, that carries over for each of the days. You know, the famous Jimi Hendrix Star Spangled Banner set and all that. That's Monday morning. That's to a crowd that quite a few had to work their way back home for.
Did you stay till Monday morning?
I did not.
How long did you guys stay?
Sunday's rainstorm and our being woefully unprepared was enough to have democracy vote 4-2 to go. I was one of the two, and I was the one with the car. But a believer then as now in democracy. So.